Who does Donald Trump want to lock up more? Robert Mueller or Alec Baldwin? I'm honestly not sure at this point because he lost his mind over both over the weekend. So look, to some extent, this is gonna be a little bit for fun, but there are some important implications here. So let's start. It all began on a little show called Saturday Night Live. SNL, according to Trump's son.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And they did a thing about his national emergency declaration. They made fun of his ridiculous sing-songy legal projection and all of that. And Donald Trump is an alpha male, as we keep getting told. So what does an alpha male do? He loses his S whenever anyone makes a joke about him and just goes crazy. So he tweeted, "Nothing funny about tired Saturday Night Live on fake news NBC. Question is, how do the networks get away with these total Republican hit jobs without retribution? Likewise for many other shows, very unfair and should be looked into. This is the real collusion," which will be very convincing to people who have no idea what that term means or anything surrounding it. So that's what he said. Now he has previously attacked Alec Baldwin before. Like he's saying, there should be retribution. So that could mean a couple of different things, and I'm not sure which is actually better. Does that mean legal action against Saturday Night Live or Lorne Michaels or something for satirically making fun of politicians, as they've done with every president for decades?
Right.
Most other Congress people and senators who get, I don't think Chuck Schumer is watching SNL and saying, "I like that version of me that they're doing."
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Nobody
think few
likes
people
it.
do. Or it could mean something else. And Alec Baldwin is at least implying that he has taken it in the other direction. Alec said, "I wonder if a sitting president exhorting his followers that my role in a TV comedy qualifies me as an enemy of the people constitutes a threat to my safety and that of my family." Because look, I don't necessarily think that there's gonna be some sort of legal case against SNL, but we do know that he has millions of twisted followers, some of which might run across Alec Baldwin and wanna start something with him. And we know he got in a fist fight just a couple of months ago in New York.
I mean, hey, that's a great point. It's absolutely, I mean, it's problematic, it's scary. I think that I don't know if it would constitute like a legal threat, but it definitely poses what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a valid threat, though,
I would be worried.
I think, just because of like what we know. Also, like, it just always go back to, this is the same formula. They've had the same formula for years, decades. So that's not new. If you hate this so bad, why did you host it so much?
That's true. Why did you host it?
Like, why were you? Yeah.
I would say follow up. Why did you watch it?
Right.
You don't have to.
You don't have to watch it.
And he always says that he doesn't, but of course he did. He watched it.
It can help
get
his like sleeping pattern, like on to like a regular work schedule. If maybe like he wasn't up.
That's true.
Late enough to watch.
He wouldn't have to see it. But I don't often try to reassure the president.
Right.
But I will here. So he also tweeted, "The rigged and corrupt media is the enemy of the people," in all caps. So again, I know everything's normalized. We keep saying that. A dude walked into a newsroom and shot up a bunch of reporters.
Right.
But once again, the president is in all caps saying that the media is your enemy. SNL isn't the media. I'm just gonna say that. I mean, I know that you don't like other parts of the media, and I get that Michael Che and Colin Jost technically talk about the news, but they're not really the media. I think that you're sort of lumping things together there. But the question is, we know that he doesn't like Alec Baldwin, and nothing gets under his skin like a person making fun of him, although possibly a woman making fun of him would be worse. But he also said this: "The Mueller investigation is totally conflicted, illegal, and rigged, should never have been allowed to begin, except for the collusion and many crimes committed by the Democrats. Witch hunt." So in the same sentence saying that it is a totally partisan witch hunt, he's saying there should have been one, but it should have been targeting the Dems. And so I just want to briefly, again, just stop. I know everything's been normalized. The president is saying that the investigation into criminal wrongdoing in this campaign is illegal. Like, people act like because something is said on Twitter, it doesn't matter, we shouldn't care. But that's the president saying that a totally legal, constitutionally set up, it was Congress set up this investigation, is illegal, and nobody cares that that is what he's saying or the implications. So if this is an illegal investigation and they were to indict his son or himself, why would he follow that if it's illegal in the first place? Do we expect that he would actually abide by any sort of court proceedings that were to come from it?
No.
I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so. Am I freaking out too much? I'm not sure.
No, but I was like, wait, these are sarcastic things. These are rhetorical. does he want? He doesn't really want an answer. I was just kind of like,
oh, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I like to second guess myself as much as the next guy, I suppose.
Completely on point here.
He retweeted a quote by Rush Limbaugh, proving that Rush Limbaugh does have at least one listener. These guys, the investigators, ought to be in jail. What they have done working with the Obama intelligence agencies is simply unprecedented. It's not unprecedented. There have been special counsels a number of different times.
Right.
It's a gigantic hoax.
There's a really famous one, but it's fine.
Yeah. So again, he's saying that not only is it illegal, but the people investigating him should be locked up.
Right.
I know that that's like a funny thing to say at a rally, lock them up or whatever. Like, there's a female politician, she should be in jail. But he's saying that Robert Mueller and the other investigators should be in jail right now. He also said that Andrew McCabe committed treason. So again, treason is potentially a capital crime that you can be executed for. And the president is casually saying that everyone looking into his campaign should be in jail or possibly dead at this point.
Part of his campaign, though, of course, you mentioned like rallies, he ran on the idea of putting his opponent in prison. And then of course people were more mad that she didn't speak to him at a funeral. And and so I think it's just sad that, and then also he is willing to lock people up. He locked infants up.
Yeah, that's true.
2-year-olds, 4-year-olds. Like, it should be, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's bizarre and sad that he says stuff like this and people are like, it's just talk.
Exactly, yeah.
This is scary stuff. Your president should not be typing like
so
this.
Casually.
Right.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of people that will say, don't pay attention to it, it's on Twitter, or they'll say, well, he's attacked NBC before and he didn't do anything, so why would you be worried about it? He's attacked Mueller before and he didn't do anything, why would you be worried about it? Well, I mean, things do sometimes change. I think we should acknowledge it. One, the dude just declared a national emergency that even he admits he didn't need to do, specifically so that he could get new powers for the presidency. So seems sort of significant.
Right.
Yeah.
The president actually very seriously wants a comedy, like television show investigated because they hurt his feelings.
A comedy show that did a sketch about a baking thing where someone baked a live cake that wanted you to kill it because of the agony of its existence.
Right.
That's the media that he wants investigated. But also,
they don't have to make jokes half the time. They just have to repeat stuff he has actually been willing to say out loud. That's it. Yes.
It is. But also, significantly, we're not in the same situation we were in a year ago, where Jeff Sessions was technically recused, whether he might have been, getting involved, at least technically was recused. Jeff Sessions has been pushed out by that same president, specifically because he was recused. And since then, he's been replaced by William Barr, a guy whose name is once again being used at the national level only because he has spoken out against the Mueller investigation. That's why he was plucked from the 90s and reinstalled as Attorney General. So the people who think you can never pay attention to anything that's happening, or he would never actually be an authoritarian, he's gotten his lackey as AG. He's declared his national emergency. What more could he possibly do? Stay tuned, I guess. Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.